next in an hour that could save your life on Larry King Live. Fort Lauderdale is Alan Landers, the former Winston man for cigarettes and the Tipperillo man for 14 years. He smoked at age 9, got lung cancer at age 47, has had 2 lung operations. Alan, what is your condition now?
Well, thank God, I just go from X-ray to X-ray, and I'm hanging in there, and I want to convey my prayers to Mr. Jennings and hope I can be an inspiration to him, being a twice lung cancer survivor and open heart surgery.
But you were able to have surgery in your cancer. Does that mean they caught it early?
No, not really. It was operable, so what they did was they took 2 lobes out of my right lung on the first lung cancer, and on the second lung cancer, which was about 4.5 years later, they took 1 lobe out of my left lung. So I never had to have chemotherapy, thank God.
And currently, if we looked at you now, would you be cancer-free?
Would I be cancer-free?
Yeah, right now.
You never really considered cancer-free. It's just a matter of staying alive and staying positive and hoping every time I go to the doctor for an X-ray or checkup, I have my stomach in my mouth and hope to God that he's not going to tell me that it's spread again.
Alan Landers, as the former Winston man and the Tipperillo man, do you bear some umbrage toward these companies?
Oh, yeah, Larry. I have a lot of anger towards them. I think they're marketed as of death. I think they're cold-hearted killers. They have a defective product on the market. They've known since 1940 that it gave you lung cancer. They've known since 1953 that it was the most addictive drug. They never told me. If they did, I never would have endorsed the product. All they had on the label was, in 1962, I think the first label was maybe hazardous to your health. I lived in New York City. Walking across the street was hazardous to your health. 2 weeks. 2-week label.
Did you sue them?
I've been waiting 10 years for my day in court to get closure. The case now is being held up by the Florida Supreme Court. I still haven't gone to trial.
Yes, hello. I am a survivor, and my question is, what are the chances of a nationwide ban on smoking in public buildings and restaurants?
Alan, would you ban it everywhere?
Yes, and besides banning it, I would also have the Food and Drug Administration regulate nicotine as the deadly drug it is. It's not a habit, it's an addiction. I smoked the night before I was operated on for lung cancer after my doctor had told me not to, that it would lessen the complications. I started crying when he started yelling at me and saying, "How can you smoke?" And I said, "I'm sorry, doctor, I can't control myself."
True, the great lyricist Alan J. Lerner, composer Leonard Bernstein died of lung cancer, and both smoked on their deathbed.
I was going to say, on my second lung cancer, my fiance said that I snored too loudly. So I thought over the Christmas break I would go and have my deviated septum corrected so I would be able to breathe better and not snore. And when they did the X-rays, that's when they found the second lung cancer 4.5 years later on my left lung.
What did you say, Alan?
I said I also had emphysema.
Do you wheeze a lot?
Well, shortness of breath, and I have to use a nebulizer in the mornings. When you're talking about the kids smoking, I do anti-smoking presentations all over the world. The kids are smoking more than ever because the tobacco companies are now spending $12 billion a year in advertising to entice them to think that smoking is cool and to accept that illusion.
I thought they're not allowed to pitch to children.
They're still doing it, Larry.
Subtly? Well, I'm sorry.
Subtly they're doing it. They're doing it in the movies, still with product placement. They're smoking more than ever on television, prime time, and also the films. And they're doing it by giving away little hats, little Marlboro lighters, and all the coupons that they can get over the Internet.
Hi, Larry. Thanks for taking my call. My
Sure.
name's David. Just wondering, how do you convince somebody to quit smoking that you love and care for?
Alan?
Take them to a cancer ward where the terminally ill patients are. I also, when I go around for the kids, I take my shirt off and I show them the scars. And as long as we're talking, I might as well, I feel like the bionic man, throw in, I have reconstructed voice box here, vocal cords from severed vocal cord from surgery, nodules taken out of my neck, nerve damage, live in pain, all as a result to you kids out there that smoke, just from complications, let alone the direct cause of the cancer. You also tell them that how much you love them. I remember Senator Lautenberg, was in Washington with them, and he used to smoke, and I said, why did you quit smoking? He said, because my little daughter got on my lap and started crying and said, I don't want you to die, Daddy. And he said, well, what's the matter, honey? And so I found out in school smoking causes lung cancer, and I want Papa, I need you. And he said he never smoked again since then. So tell him how much you love him. It's a very selfish act, smoking. Not only do you kill yourself, but you break the hearts of all your loved ones.
Well said. Alan Landers, did you have a lot of pain?
Oy vey's mir.
Yeah.
I live in constant pain. It was torture. It was hell on earth when they operated on me. They break your ribs. They crack your ribs open just for openings to put tubes in. But I live in pain. You just live with it, and I thank God I'm alive. I'm one of the lucky ones. Both Marlboro men are dead. The Camel Man, these were friends of mine. They're all dead. And every day I get up, I thank God. I say, let me get through this day with love in my heart, a sense of humor, and a positive attitude. And I go bippity-boppity-boo. I'm a very happy man.
Good. What kind of shots, Alan?
I had to get nerve block shots. I went for 6 months. I had such pain. They had to shoot me up with 30 shots a day, and I had to lie in a vat with ice packs all over my body for like 4 hours a day. That's the kind of pain we're talking about.
Thank you all very much for joining us tonight as we learned of the lung cancer that has afflicted Peter Jennings.